Good evening, everybody. Hi, Elin. Hi, Malik. Tonight, we're going to have a social media training, which is obviously very difficult because everybody is at different levels. But it came home to me when I was at GTC that I actually knew quite a lot. And I went to a social media training and I realised that the toolkit that the Arbonne have given to us in the resources section in the toolbar at the top of your page is actually extremely useful, and it kind of brought together everything that I've been trying to do myself. So exploring things like LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook, etc., I've become quite good at it, but what I hadn't actually managed was how to actually turn Twitter followers, for example, into customers. So like I say, it's very difficult. Obviously, I'm no expert at all, but I do know quite a lot of people who are, and I've took an interest. So I came across this training that I actually have had for quite some time, and I thought, oh my God, I've actually taught myself all this stuff. So I thought it's really important to hand this over to you guys, because I know some people are quite green on social media, but then again, you know, people like Luke and Emma and, you know, Dana are, you know, whiz kids at it. So apologies if it's like, you know, teaching your grandmother to suck eggs, but at least we're dealing with it and we're bringing it together, and people can, you know, work out how to ask questions, etc. So I'm just going to set up screen share, hopefully. Share screen. Right, can everybody see that now? Oh, I can't hear anybody because you're all muted.
Yeah, we can see that, Bev.
Thanks, Lou. So, 10 transformational social media tips, and I'm literally just going to read through it because it, you know, it's the points that we need to get at. So, it gets easier if you're new to social media. Know that sharing gets easier as you go along. So, be sure to think about what you're sharing before you post it. The best social media updates are posts that others can pass along. For great content, share posts on topics that have universal appeal, like a post that talks about the benefits of our Arbonne vegan protein shakes and includes a protein shake recipe, because people like takeaways, so they like things that they can utilise later on and use. So they're going to come back to your page if they think that you're, you know, giving them information all the time that's original as well. It's important to have original content. So it's not just about sharing your story every day, it's about listening to the people around you and learning from those who influence you. So, you know, if you like particular people, then obviously share posts from them every day. It just creates interest. So set up searches in Twitter or Facebook for categories like health, beauty and wellness, keywords like makeup, eyeliner, protein powder. Use the search results to reach out to anyone on social media who might be interested in learning more about Arbonne. Increase your Arbonne visibility. So use locations, keywords, hashtags in tweets, Facebook posts and Instagram photos. It makes it easier for people searching for health and wellness items to find you. Be accessible and open. Connect your Arbonne URL to your social networks. Dana was just discussing how we can do that. So at the end, we can actually go back over that, Dana, for those people who missed the beginning part. As I said, your Arbonne toolkit actually does connect you up to Twitter and to Pinterest and to LinkedIn. So as long as you've got a Facebook business page, you're able to actually put your Arbonne URL into that and it will connect you up. But you won't be able to connect from the toolkit in My Resources to your own personal Arbonne page. But again, Dana's just told me a way of actually connecting up your personal page on Facebook to your business page on Facebook as well. So for anybody that doesn't realise that, you can put it one way in your about section, and then on your personal page you put it into your employment section. And again, it all sounds a bit complicated if you don't know what I'm talking about, but we can, you know, deal with that for whomsoever needs that information. So connect. Follow high quality Twitter users, power users who have a strong influence and following and share original content. Don't get caught up with these people who are trying to sell you 100 Twitter names. It's a complete waste of time. So you want to connect with other people who follow health, wellness and beauty gurus to listen from the best, to learn from the best, sorry. Also, you know, these days, I don't know too much about blogging, but I am looking into that because I think to have a blog is really important for us guys. But again, it's all very time consuming, and you need to sort of work out, where your time is best spent. So build your following. No, the old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. I've had a Facebook page which I've devoted to being sort of all about everything that interests me, called Arbonne East Midlands. And I started that up about, I think, 12 to 18 months ago. And it's got about 240, 250 followers, or likes anyway, now, which is not a big deal. But, I don't put a lot of time into it, but I do try to post maybe 1 or 2 things every day, or at worst case scenario, every 2 days. Because if you don't post something regularly, you're going to lose people's interest. They're not going to bother because they're going to just look on your page and think, oh yeah, the last time they posted was last January, and that's not good. So you've got to be, on it every day, really, or every other day. And one way that you can do that, when you get really good at all of the different formats, is that you can use something called Buffer, or Hootsuite, and you can schedule your posts on a Sunday night. So you can actually get really good within, say, an hour, scheduling all your posts, and then they'll go out at different times during the week. Personally, I like to respond to any Twitter follows that I have, and I take inspiration from those people who follow me to interact with them, etc. And I am gradually turning Twitter people into physical beings, which I find fascinating. So I'll get better at that, and I'll keep you posted. But I'm sure people like Luke, are whiz kids at that. So understand your audience. As you begin to extend your business social media reach, you'll find out the demographics and the ins and outs of your audience. Always keep your audience in mind for everything that you do. Maybe a lot of people attending your Arbonne opportunity parties are working mums. If so, create content that's helpful for working mums, so on and so forth. You can post on, say, how Arbonne Fit Shoes can keep the family going in between soccer games. So it's all about sharing content that's going to interest your audience and they're going to want to hear about. So be unique and share content unique to you and your Arbonne business. Always keep in mind that you should create and share content that others will be compelled to share. Don't do it all at once either, so rotate topics depending on the week or the season. So, for instance, in the summer, share how fizz sticks can give you more energy to get you out and enjoy the sun. And also you can obviously share about the sunscreen, etc. We've got great product in our hands now with the Phytosport, and that's going to take us all the way through the summer leading up to when we get the actual stock. So the excited, buzz, it's all out there. So be a passionate storyteller. Each Arbonne independent consultant has a unique lifestyle and selling strategy. So when sharing on social media, be sure to translate your lifestyle into passionate updates that get others excited about the Arbonne lifestyle. Remember, Arbonne isn't just about products, it's about transformation. It's about a lifestyle. It's about enhancing people's lives and making their lives better as well. So you're building your own brand, essentially. So always remember that. So post everything positive, nothing negative, things that interest you. So if you're, for example, such as Emma, you're a fitness lifestyle trainer, then you're going to post about, suitable stories, and you're going to make it interesting because you want people to buy into you. It's all, social media is all about connecting with others, but it's also, from an Arbonne perspective, it's about making it look like the most fantastic lifestyle, which, we're not selling false stories here. We're actually, trying to get across to people how exciting Arbonne is and how it can actually transform our lives, and how it works for us. So you want people to be able to see that, and to be able to share in it. So Facebook tips for boosting your business. I'll just go to the main bullet points because you can all read it as we scroll down. Facebook is about more than likes. It's a way of letting your customers know that you're listening and that you care. So again, interact with the people on your page. Ask quality questions. Like Sarah Dunning said at GTC, the quality of your success will depend upon the quality of your questions. So this is a platform where you can actually do that. You can interact with people, and obviously you get a reach as well, so you can see how many people have seen your posts. And you might consider, with Facebook on your business page, you might consider actually boosting that post and paying for a boost. I've done it probably about 4 times. I've only spent about 10 quid in a week, but it has actually reached, quite a lot of people, thousands of people. And I've probably got about 4 likes from it, which is a bit sad, but then maybe it was the content. But it's worth looking at that. And again, I'm not expertise at that at all. And to be honest, I don't think it's worth spending lots of money on it. I'm very conscious that I'm in different networking groups as well, which are not Facebook focused, but then it does give you the ability to be able to redirect those people either from Twitter, from LinkedIn, from your Facebook, your networking groups, etc. You can link them back to your Arbonne business page, and that's really cool, especially if you're not going Arbonne, Arbonne, Arbonne. People are going to be much more likely to like it and join it if you're not shoving Arbonne down their throats the whole time. So the second step is to understand the audience. We've already discussed that. Good questions. Ask your audience what they'd like to see at the next event you host. Remember that Facebook, like Twitter, is about having a dialogue. So when people add comments or posts to your Facebook page, always interact with them. It's even rude not to interact with people when they like you on Twitter as well. So when using social media as part of your Arbonne business, it's important to use a consistent voice across all social media accounts. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. Facebook is no different from other social media platforms when it comes to the importance of nicely composed, beautiful photos. Now, it is a fact that pictures of dogs and cats are the most popular and will get you the biggest reach. For me, that doesn't, do it for me. So always look for those really good images. I personally don't like all of those images as well that have got writing all over them, like sort of affirmation type things. I think they're a bit boring and tedious. But again, you've got to decide who your audience is. Try posting photos of new products or photos that show how you incorporate Arbonne products into your everyday routine. And you can include a link, it says here, to your My Arbonne website, but obviously that's now your new personal URL, which you can find on your own Arbonne profile page. And that's another thing as well. On your profile page, your Arbonne profile page, you need to make sure that your story is very concise and to the point, not too long, and just says, your story about how you came across Arbonne and how it's changed your life, and now you're everything is like fantastic. So that's quite important to have a great profile picture as well. So you want to get profile pictures done, and Ali can do those for us very cheaply. And make sure as well that you're changing your photos as well. So your header page on Facebook, I'm not sure what you call it, your top picture anyway. There's lots of pictures that you can copy and paste from the source, download from the source, should I say, or copy and paste from elsewhere. So if you keep that updated as well, it creates interest and it keeps it all sort of like turning over nicely. So let's move on because I'm conscious we're running out of time. So become an accessible business. In your Facebook About space, communicate how people interested in Arbonne can easily reach out to you. So phone, email, etc. So in About, that's where you would put your Arbonne URL, and that will link people then directly to your shopping cart. So that's brilliant. You've got to have that in your About space. Also on my Facebook page, there's a little shopping cart I've found anyway. So when you click on that now, because I've put my Arbonne URL into the About section, it immediately links people from that little shopping cart icon straight to my Arbonne personal page, which you can shop on. So that's really, really essential to make sure that's linked up. So you want to be a visual storyteller on Facebook. Every Arbonne independent consultant is unique, so you want to share your experience of how your life has transformed through Arbonne and reach out to like-minded individuals. That's what this is all about, really, is trying to find other like-minded individuals that you can link in with. And then, clearly you've got somebody who's interested straight away. That's what I like about it. You're not really going to link in with somebody who's not interested. So you can control who sees your content. These are all things that are kind of like, technical things. But again, there's plenty of people know how to do this. And then lastly, the next page is Twitter. I'm not sure if we've got time for this because I'm quite conscious that Dana was going to say a few words about, again, telling people how to cross their personal page to their Arbonne, business page on Facebook. But just coming back to the fact that the most important thing really is that toolkit that you've got on your Arbonne website will link you through to LinkedIn, to Pinterest, to Facebook and to Twitter. With Instagram, you're going to have to manually put the URL in yourself. It won't link it through, but that's not too difficult. So just remember that you're creating a lifestyle that you want people to buy into. So build your brand, make it positive, and stories sell. That's the other thing. With Twitter, I think Dana probably knows a lot more about Twitter than I do, because Dana was saying that I think it was Pinterest and Instagram were more like shopping pages, because obviously they're visual, so they're all pictures which you can link onto the icons, so that you can make that Pinterest icon, I think, link to your own Arbonne shopping page. But certainly, I don't know if anybody's noticed, when you check out now on your order, you've got lots of little social media icons next to each item. So that's incredible. You can actually just post that ingredients sheet and that photograph straight to your social media. So I won't bore you with all the Twitter stuff, but if anybody wants these documents, then obviously I can send it straight through to you if you give me your email address. So Dana, do you want to say a few words? Have you gone?
No, I'm here. Sure. If you, so you guys basically, on your personal Facebook page, not your business page, your personal page, in your about section where you put all of your employment options down, you can put your Facebook business page in as your first option, and Facebook will recognize it. So as you start typing, your URL or copy and paste your URL, it'll go in and you can, kind of write something like, go and check out or like my Facebook page. And then when people are on your personal page, it's the first thing they see in your about section. So, and then that takes them to your business page, which has your Arbonne, URL link and all the more business information.
And just one thing to say is that, I'm not sure if I said it already, so sorry if I have, but you've got to have a Facebook business page for that toolkit to work, for the URLs to link up. You can't expect it to work on your personal page, because it won't. That's quite key, because I know a lot of people probably don't have 2 pages and it can be a bit boring to have to use 2 pages. But if you get really good at it and you set it up in Hootsuite or Buffer, then obviously you just do it for an hour on Sunday night. But if you're going to do that, you're not really going to monitor what's going on every day. But I'm very mindful of the time it takes. And I think, lots of people who are blogging as well.
I mean, on Facebook itself, too, you can program your posts on your business page. So you can set it up on Facebook. You don't have to, if you don't have multiple social media, if people are just kind of on Facebook, you can do it directly in Facebook.
Yeah. I did one last week, Dana. I'd forgotten that. And it did work. And it sent a message to say it had posted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great that.
Yeah. But I'm not sure. Could you tell us where you find that? Because I think I must have come across that by accident.
It's in the little arrow when you go to post, and there's the little drop down arrow. Yeah. It gives you an option to do it as a scheduled post, edit post, delete post, pin post, all that, and that's where you would put it. That's where you put it in. It's just before you hit the post button. I think it's under the little drop down, and it gives you a little calendar so you can pick a date and a time.
Yeah. Cool. So could you tell us a bit more about Twitter?
I don't know anything about Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account.
Okay, sorry, Dana.
I know a little bit about Pinterest, and that it's one of the biggest growing shopping networks. But the thing about Pinterest is that you want it really easy for people to shop. So you know, for example, you could put together, I don't know, like a Christmas special offer and, you know, put your URL down and direct people directly to your shopping cart, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you put that in the description section of your images, basically.
Yeah.
And that's great for like the holiday line, you know, and I don't know if Arbonne will have, like in previous years, you know, I've taken the holiday line, made a Pinterest board for, you know, Arbonne Christmas 2014 and put all the products in, how to shop, how to get them at a discount, like in the description, kind of a 1, 2, 3 step process, so that if anybody is interested, they can just go and do that. And it's even easier now with, you know, your URL going straight to your own website. So that makes it super easy.
Yeah, I think that's an important point about Twitter. For social butterflies, here's an expert tip. Be sure to always leave room when sharing content or posting updates. So keep tweets between 120 and 130 characters so keywords don't drop off your retweets. That's a good point. And then again here it says try scheduling tweets. I've not tried that yet. But, you know, out of interest, I tweet very little, although obviously there's stuff going on, and that's attracted people to me, which has been good. So I've been getting probably 3 to 5 Twitter followers a day. But I mean, they can be from all over the world. You know, they're not down the road. So it's like, how do I transfer or get those to actually start a dialogue with me so that I can turn them into customers? But I've probably managed that in the last few days with 2 people, but they've not actually. You know, I've got a one-to-one with somebody. But that's somebody in Leicester. But yeah, it's fascinating, the people that you come across.
I mean, I think the thing with any of the social media, whatever you're on, Pinterest, Instagram, it's all about building a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of times it's not going to necessarily happen, you know, publicly on the feeds. You know, that's when if people are engaged, that's when you friend them on Facebook and you start private conversations. You get into different groups. You know, if you're really into running, you get into a running group and start to develop your relationship with those people. And then that is how you build the network up and convert people into clients, basically, or consultants.
I read an article recently about how some of the bigger companies utilize Twitter, and they might have 2 separate accounts, but essentially they use it as a customer service method of reaching out to people. So they'll post things of interest, you know, with regards to their products, but they don't actually talk about specific products. So they're not doing it in a salesy type way. It's like offering free advice, and as a result, they've really increased their turnover by doing that. So I think it's important, like you say, Dana, you know, to treat it as if it's some kind of customer service outlet, some way of reaching out to people and offering them, you know, more than what they'd be able to get by visiting the store. Because at the end of the day, you know, there's one person in a store, isn't there, that's there for customer service purposes. Whereas this way, you know, people can ask any questions, get any replies, and companies are so sort of keen to do that because they don't want to get a bad tweet. Have you ever tried putting a bad tweet about some, you know, crappy service that you've had? They hate it.
How quickly they respond, isn't it, Bev? When you tweet something, my husband had something the other day. It was a complaint about our sink. We'd had a new sink, and he phoned B&Q, and he was just put on hold, passed from person to person to person. No one would speak to him.
Yeah.
So he tweeted it, and he got a response straight away. It was amazing, like instantly, because no one wants a bad response or anything public.
Yeah. Well, I once said something bad about some company that had done something really bad, and I can't think what it was because it's well over a year now. And I instantly got a tweet back that it was like a poison sign, and it said, and it was called rat poison. And I just thought, oh dear, that must be how they deal with anybody who complains about them. So yeah, I mean, it's got a massive reach, hasn't it? It's you know, it's a very useful tool. But I think the one I like the most, although I'm mostly on the Facebook page, the business page, and then I try and avoid LinkedIn because sometimes I get really bored with it. But I have to say I've connected with probably 3 people on LinkedIn because again, it's a professional platform, so people are on there because they want to link in. So why not do it? You're going to find like-minded people, and I think that's what social media is all about from our point of view, is finding like-minded people, and just getting across the message, of how brilliant Arbonne is. So it's mega important. I realised it at GTC just how important it's going to be. This is an internet business. It's still a belly-to-belly business, and I don't take that away at all. We've got to achieve a balance. But we need to be competent at it, for sure. We need to understand it. And I've spoken to lots of people, lots of Arbonne consultants that don't. And, I'm sort of like, oh my God, you've got to do something about this. So I hope that's been useful. Have you got anything else to say, Dana?
No. No, we've covered it. The toolkit's really good on the digital stuff. And the image bank, if you guys want good images from Arbonne, pull them go to the source and just type in image bank. And I mean, there's hundreds. If you don't know that already. So
can I just ask a slightly different question? It's not so much social media, but creating flyers. I know there are flyers to host rewards events, but if you just wanted to create a flyer, like an invitation to meet the products, and you wanted to put your own words on it and grab an image and so on, is there anything like that? Because
I think
Lisa Barnaby's not on tonight, but Lisa Barnaby did one the other day for something. She said she pulled it off the source, but it was for a host rewards.
Lisa's brilliant at that, and to be honest with you,
I needed training on that.
No, it's just her job. Do you know what I mean? She's trained using Mac.
You guys, if you want to create your own Facebook images where you put stuff on, or any of the social media accounts, canva.com is a really good one. canva.com. It's a free account. It holds all your stuff, and they have a huge image bank, and you can, go on and set up Facebook stuff or Pinterest or Instagram. All of it's in there. You can pull across words and banners and titles, and
We need to ask Lisa to do a training because I think she used I've heard it before. And
Canva.
Canva. It's super easy to use. It's pretty straightforward. They have great little tutorial videos going through. They've got a great facts thing about how to create stuff for Facebook and Instagram, and what works best and that kind of thing. Yeah, they've got a blog attached to it.
And then, this is not social media part of this training, but the other thing to emphasise is that probably the fastest growing facet to social media that we need to master is like the 2-minute videos. And if you notice on Monday night, I think it was Monday night, or was it last week, Ian posted a little video ditty. And as the power of Stuart Armfield's videos, they're fantastic, aren't they? So I think everybody should have a YouTube account if you've not already got one, and you should start
I've got one.
Practice.
Just got to post something on it.
And the more amateur they are, it doesn't matter really. It's the better communication, isn't it?
Luke's starting that, haven't you, Luke?
Yeah.
Get them out there.
Yeah, it's really good. So Luke, can you do us a training on that, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. I can do some. I've got lots waiting at the moment that I'm going to release eventually.
Yeah, I think that's the thing to point out here is you've got to keep it fun. It's got to be good fun and non-serious, and that's why Stuart Armfield's are great, like the one with the sunscreen by the pool at GTC. And he knocked her into the pool. That's going to really get people's attention, isn't it? And that's it's supposed to be less than a minute is the most effective. So I have no idea what I'm doing there, but I'll try. Okay.
I was going to say, just on the social media aspect, it was really good, by the way, Bev. Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Brilliant, Bev.
I was going to say, I've got loads of stuff I didn't even think of as well. But I was just thinking as well with social media, it's great for building up a new network, but also as well think about your existing networks, because we're in an age now where a lot of people my age, are afraid to pick up the phone and call somebody they knew 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
I find it a lot easier to contact people, they went to school with, think about the people you went to college with. I've done this quite a lot now. You do get no's because you lose 70% of your communication across Facebook. But I was just going to say, to actually build your business, start thinking about people that you can start contacting, and ask how they are, invite them along to something, tell them you've got an exciting opportunity. They'll say yes or no. But I think as well, look for what other people in your Facebook network are saying. So I notice some people, they actually say on their Facebook, oh, I'm just bored, I want something new to do, I want something exciting to do. And I think, oh, great, maybe I could contact that person. Maybe they are just right for this business because they need something new in their life. So I was just going to say, if you think about ways how we can utilise our existing net.
Yeah. Oh, Luke, we've lost you. Luke's frozen. Bev, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Luke's frozen. Fruit.
I don't know where he's gone. Well, we've got
This
less
is
than
going
a
to end
minute,
in a minute.
so we
Yeah.
need to close the meeting, really. But if anybody's got any quick questions.
But these documents that we're looking at, is
Yeah.
that stuff that you had because you went to training?
Because what?
No. They're not from the training, are they, Bev?
From what?
They're not from GTC.
No,
these
they're from
documents.
GTC 2013 because for some reason I won a USB stick with it all on, and I'd completely forgotten. So when I came across this, I just
Are you going to put them on, do you think you're just going to email them out or put them on the files on the Nation page?
I can put them in the files on the Nation page, would be the best place, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it saves you emailing it to
Yeah,
loads
but
of people.
just bear in mind they're a bit out of date. So when it talks about my Arbonne, obviously it's not that anymore. It's going to be the Arbonne URL, that's
You can
personal.
still take all the main points from it there, can't we? So that's really useful.
I mean, I just thought it was really,
Yeah,
when I read
great.
through it, I just thought, my God, I'm sort of like,